Okay, Shalom. As always, we're going to start off with Colossians 3:17, giving all praise and glory to the Most High power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Colossians 3:17. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all by Hashem Mashiach in the name of the anointed Savior, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father. By Him, how we do that? We thank the Most High by Hashem Mashiach in the name of the anointed Savior. So when He told us that in Ephesians 5:20, giving thanks always for all things, that's everything, unto the Most High and the Father, in the name of our power, Hamashiach Yahushai, which is in the name of the anointed Savior. And Hamashiach Yahushai told us in John 14:6, St. John 14:6. Mashiach said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. I'm the way to show you how to follow the law, which is the truth. It's going to lead to everlasting life. No man cometh to the Father but by me. He said, no man come to the Father but by him. Mashiach Yahushai. That's why Hebrews 1 and 2 says in these last days, He's speaking to us by His Son, or through His Son, Mashiach Yahushai. And He told us in St. John 14:13, and whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, which is in the name of the anointed Savior, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If you ask anything in my name, I will do it. If you love me, keep my commandments, He said. So it's very important that we see this. So let's go into the commandments. Let's go to Numbers, the 25th chapter. We're going to look at that first. We got to go over these laws. So let's look at our forefathers who represent us, the children of Israel. Numbers 25:1. And Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. Why do it say the children of Israel began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab? That's very interesting. We got to go to Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. Why would the Most High say that? Why we as the men of Israel, why would He say we began to commit whoredom by getting with the Moabites? Let's go to, first and foremost, Deuteronomy, the 7th chapter. And this is pertaining to the Hamite nation. It says, in the 3rd verse, it says, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy sons. So this is not talking about interracial marriages, but against it. And this is why. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods, other idols, other gods. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly. See? So this is clear that we can go into the Apocrypha. That's why the Most High called it whoredom. And messing with these other nations. That's what whoredom is. These Gentile nations. Go to the book. We just get an understanding through these scriptures, the precepts. Go to the book of 1st Ezra, the 8th chapter and the 69th verse. Look. Bring it on home. It says, since He said we're not supposed to get with these other nations because they will turn your mind and your spirit away from following Him, that you're going to serve their idols. Look, 1 Ezra 8:68. Now when these things were done, the rulers came unto me and said, the nation The nation of Israel, the princes, the priests, and Levites have not put away from them the strange people of the land, nor the pollutions of the Gentiles. So that's how the Most High look at Gentile nations as polluted. Pollutions of the Gentiles, the things that they were dealing with that the Most High would call them polluted. We didn't put away pollutions of the Gentiles, the things that made us defiled, unclean in the eyes of the Most High. To wit, and you're going to name nations of the Canaanites, Hittites, Perizzites, Jebusites, and the Moabites. Here it is. Remember, we was reading how Israel had did what? Committed whoredom by laying with the Moabite women. It says, and the Moabites, Egyptians and Edomites. See, for both they and their sons have married with their daughters, and the holy seed is mixed with the strange people of the land. And from the beginning of this matter, the rulers and the great men have been partakers of this iniquity, this wickedness, this sins. Because we read in the law, the Most High said we can't get with these other nations, they're going to turn your mind away from following him. And as soon as I heard these things, it's Ezra's. I rent my clothes, he tore his clothes in the holy garment, and pulled off the hair from off my head and beard, and sat me down sad and very heavy. So this time, this is what it says. Look at 1 Ezra 9 and 7. So Ezra rose up and said unto them, Ye have transgressed the law in marrying strange wives, thereby to increase the sins of Israel. And now by confessing, give glory unto the most high power of our fathers, the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob being the forefathers of the 12 tribes of Israel. And do his will. Do his will. What's his will? And separate yourselves from the heathen of the land and from the strange women. Now what did they do? Verse 36. 1 Ezra 9:36. All these had taken strange wives, and they put them away with their children. That's what they did. So now, that's a case scenario. Now let's look at one of the wisest kings to ever rule over us, the children of Israel. And that is who? King Solomon. King Solomon. Let's go to 1 Kings 11th chapter and the first verse. But King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, Egyptian, women of the Moabites. See? What we looking at in the 25th chapter of Numbers. Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. Pollutions of the Gentiles. Most of all these nations named what we just read in 1 Ezra 8:69. Just add the Ammonites. See, other nations concerning which the Most High said unto the children of Israel, Ye shall not go into them, neither shall they come in unto you. Don't let your sons marry their daughters, or their daughters marry your sons. For surely they will turn away your heart after their gods. Solomon clave unto these in love. Who? Women of Ruth, daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites, Chinese, Japanese, so-called Caucasians, also called Africans, African nations, women. Verse 3, and he had 700 wives, princesses, and 300 concubines. And his wives turned away his heart. What wives? He told you from the beginning. In verse 1, but King Solomon loved many strange women, together with the daughter of Pharaoh, women of the Moabites, Ammonites, Edomites, Zidonians, and Hittites. Listen. For it came to pass, verse 4, when Solomon was old, that his wives turned away his heart or his mind after other gods. And his heart was not perfect with the Most High his power, as was the heart or the mind of David his father. For Solomon went after Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, and after Milcom, the abomination of the Ammonites. And Solomon did evil in the sight of the Most High, and went not fully after the Most High, as did David his father. Then did Solomon build an high place for Shamash, the abomination of Moab, in the hill that is before Jerusalem, and for Molech, the abomination of the children of Ammon. And likewise did he for all his strange wives, you see this, which burnt incense and sacrificed unto their gods. And the Most High was angry with Solomon because his heart was turned from the Most High power of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing. Told him, don't do this. Stop doing this. That he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Most High commanded. And these are examples of admonition that we have today to look at and say, no, we can't do this. Wherefore the Most High said unto Solomon, for as much as this is done of thee, and thou hast not kept my covenant, and my statutes which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. Notwithstanding in thy days, I will not do it for David, thy father's sake, but I will rend it out of the hand of thy son, Rehoboam. So he wasn't going to do it for David's sake. He said, he'll rend it out of his son, Solomon's son, Rehoboam's hand. Split the kingdom. That's when the kingdom was split. But you see, the Most High was angry for Solomon doing this. Because when you look at Psalms 96 and 5, Psalm 96 and 5, that's when you look at these nations having the Bible and call themselves Christians or whatever they want to call themselves, the Most High's not dealing with them. Psalm 96 and 5, for all the gods of the nations, these are the nations outside of the Israelites, are idols. But the Most High made the heavens. Why I say that? Because they worshiping the sun, the moon, the stars, and everything in the sky. Whether they know it or not, or whether you know it or not. Or you following along suit with them to be led astray. But you see, the Most High is not with interracial marriages. Because all the gods of the nations are idols. You know, look at Psalm 147, 19 and 20. Don't try and go to a Mashiach Yahushua, because he was just in the midst of Israel too. Psalm 147, 19 and 20. Just for the gainsayers out there that, you know, go to church and think that you living, you know, righteous until talking about you ain't under the law, you ain't following the laws of the Most High. You under mercy and grace and you call yourself a Gentile, no, that's off. Psalms 147, 19 and 20. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. See? He hath not dealt so with any nation. So when is it he dealt with you? If you are of another nation. He said, he hath not dealt so with any nation. As for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Most High. All praise to the Most High. You see, we the ones receive the judgment for breaking the laws of the Most High. We as the Israelites. The other nations have not received the judgment of the Most High. As for his judgments, they have not known them. No matter what you're going through, you ain't seen the judgment of the Most High yet. But everybody gonna feel it. You're gonna see it eventually. So going back to Numbers 25. Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. That's how the Most High look at us. Because he done told us not to deal with these other nations. Because they're going to turn your mind from following him. Away from following him. And you see what happened to King Solomon, one of the wisest kings to rule over the 12 tribes of Israel. He had all 12 tribes. He had peace for 40 years. Then he went off in his old age, dealing with these other nations. Going into it. The Most High said, don't do it. He said, don't do it. Verse 2. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. See? And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. That's why when you look at 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, people be saying, where is a Mashiach in the Torah and so forth. I heard someone ask that question. When you go to 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, if we can go there. So about 1 Corinthians 10 and 8. It says, well, let's look at 1 Corinthians 10, because he already told us in 4, verse 4, it says, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was a Mashiach. This is what we're reading about in Numbers, in the Torah, in the first 5 books of Moses. Let you know it was a Mashiach Yahushua that led us in the cloud by day, in a fiery chariot at night. Verse 5. But with many of them, Most High was not well pleased, nor Mashiach Yahushua, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. And we killed every last one of the adults except for Joshua and Caleb, and allowed the children to go through. Now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them. As it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. In idolatry, following these, like I said, they committed whoredom with who? These other nations. These are dealing with the Moabites. You know, that's what it says. They were dealing with, they laid with the Moabites. And bowed down, and they, Numbers 25 and 2, and they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. See? That's why it says in 1 Corinthians 10, verse 6, now these things were our examples, to the intent we should not lust after evil things, as they also lusted, bowing down to these other nations' gods. Neither be ye idolaters, as were some of them, as it is written, the people sat down to eat and drink, as we just read, and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed, and fell in one day 23,000, and killed 23,000. Verse 9, neither let us tempt a Mashiach, as some of them also tempted, and were destroyed of serpents. See? That's a Mashiach. Where? In the Torah. Neither murmur ye, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. That's what Mashiach Yahushua called the destroyer. When he come back to judge and make war, he already known as the destroyer. He just came to do the job that the Most High sent him to do. And that's to die for the sins of the 12 tribes of Israel, who we just read the law was given to. Now all these things happen unto them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the world are come. Who we are. We are those who the end of the world is coming to. So you see, the Most High told us, and go to Exodus, the 20th chapter. So you see how off we were. Exodus 20:1. The Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Most High thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage, captivity, slavery, and bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. No other gods, no other idols, no other powers before the Most High. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Most High thy power, am a jealous power, visit the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. He said you hate them because you're going after other gods and dissing him. So it says, and showing mercy, not getting something that you do deserve. That's mercy. Unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. See, it's a commandment in order. So Israel was off, just like King Solomon went off. And many others have went on in not following the true righteousness of the Most High. Numbers 25:2. And they called the people unto the sacrifices of their gods. And the people did eat and bowed down to their gods. It's no different than you going to some type of service on the first day of the week, when the Most High said, honor his Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week. Every week, it's a Sabbath day, from sundown to sundown. It's a Sabbath day. But you going on the first day, representing Nimrod and Semiramis, the sun god. And you don't know it because the pagans set it up. They changed the Sabbath day from the seventh day to the first day. And you try and justify going to church on the first day of the week. Well, there's no justification for it. What the Most High said, go back to Exodus 20. And 8. He said, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High, thy power. So the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High. Look at the calendar. You count from the first day to the seventh day, you will see the seventh day is the day before the first day. You understand? From sundown to sundown. After the sixth day is over, when the evening comes, on the evening of the sixth day, begins the seventh day. From the seventh day, from the evening to evening, it's a day with the Most High. That's what he said. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High, not the first day. I mean, they put it right in your face. All you got to do is look at the calendar. You see the first day represent the day that you go, the so-called worship the Most High. When he said, hey, the seventh day is my day. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High. Thy power, our power. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that are within thy gates. For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth, the sea and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day, wherefore the Most High blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So that's the day we're supposed to be worshiping, on the Sabbath day, the seventh day of the week. Every week. They didn't change that, they just brought about names for the days after their gods and so forth. That's why we say first day, second day, third day, fourth day, fifth day, sixth day, seventh day. Or you call them on their gods. You see? All this is pagan. They set it up for you to follow the way of the heathen. See? Once again, Hosea. Go to Hosea 9 and 10. Yeah, I found Israel like grapes in the wilderness. I saw your fathers as the first fruit in the fig tree at at her first time. But they went to Baal Peor and separated themselves unto that shame, and their abominations were according as they loved. See? As we're reading about, right here in Numbers 25th chapter, verse 3. And Israel joined themselves unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel. He told us, you see, Israel didn't, we always looking at the other nations and want to be like them, the Gentile nations, instead of being the chosen people of the Most High and following what He say do. Like right now, most people that go to church say we ain't under the law. So you say you ain't got to follow the Most High. The same thing, while you would do exactly the same thing over and over again because you don't have to follow His laws. You don't have no rules and regulations to go by. Like here's all the laws that He created. The laws really deal with sacrifices, the statutes and the commandments that He gave us to follow. You got to let them null and void. And that's not true. See how the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel, because they joined themselves to fall down and worship Baal Peor, or the Moabites. Exodus 34. Sad. This our people though. This us. Exodus 34:14. For thou shalt worship no other God, no other idol. For the Most High, whose name is jealous. You know, His name is jealous. Is a jealous power. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, as we did, and go a whoring after their gods. That's why the Most High said in Numbers 25:1, and Israel abode in Shittim, and the people began to commit whoredom with the daughters of Moab. See? Exodus 34:15, the Most High already said His name is jealous. He's a jealous power. Lest thou make a covenant with the inhabitants of the land, and they go a whoring after their gods, and do sacrifice unto their gods, and one call thee, and thou eat of his sacrifice. And thou take of their daughters unto thy sons, and their daughters go a whoring after their gods, and make thy sons go a whoring after their gods. Thou shalt make thee no molten gods. So what Israel do? Going back to Numbers 25:3. Israel joined himself unto Baal Peor, and the anger of the Most High was kindled against Israel. Man, go to Psalms 106. Psalms 106. Look at Psalms 106 and someone started always through 35. Let's see. Psalms 106 and 29. Well, let's look at 28. They joined themselves also unto Baal Peor, as we're reading about, and ate the sacrifices of the dead. Thus they provoked him to anger with their inventions, and the plague brake in upon them. Then stood up. Well, we haven't went that far yet. So let's continue to read on in Numbers, the 25th chapter. But see, you see within the Psalms, David is using what we did in the past for his examples and admonition. To tell us over and over again, you got to see the same story repeated over and over again. Don't do this, this will happen. So let's continue. Numbers 25 and 4. And the Most High said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Most High against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Most High may be turned away from Israel. So take all the heads of the people and hang them up before the Most High against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Most High may be turned away from Israel. See? Let you go to the Most High and get angry. He's not all this love that people want to put him in that pocket. Look at Deuteronomy 4 and 3. Talking to we still in the wilderness, the Israelites. He said, your eyes have seen what the Most High did your eyes have seen what the Most High did because of Baal Peor. For all the men that followed Baal Peor, the Most High thy power hath destroyed them from among you. See? But ye that did cleave unto the Most High your power are alive, every one of you this day. See? Going back to Numbers 25 and 4. The Most High said unto Moses, take all the heads of the people, the leaders, and hang them up before the Most High against the sun, that the fierce anger of the Most High may be turned away from Israel. So I don't kill all of them. I'll kill everybody. Remember he told Moses, I'll raise up some people from you, Moses. I'll make a nation out of you, Moses. Most High's name is jealous. Most people don't understand it. Verse 5. And Moses said unto the judges of Israel, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. Say, kill them all. Say, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. See, that's how the Most High get our attention. Death. He start killing people. Say, kill them all. This is what we're looking at, and it's gonna be the same way for you that think you're gonna escape. You think all you got to do is just call on the name of the Lord, you're gonna be saved. No. The Most High, when he bring his wrath, is coming. Look at Exodus 19, and we're going to look at verse 19. This is when Moses' father-in-law Jethro was telling him, hey man, you can't handle all these people by yourself. So he told him in verse 18, he says, well, let's read verse 17. And Moses' father-in-law, who was named Jethro, said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. You know, trying to judge all the people by himself. See, thou wilt surely wear it away. So you're going to wear yourself out, man, both thou and this people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. So you better do this all alone. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and the Most High shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to God, to the Most High word, that thou mayest bring the causes unto the Most High. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shall show them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear the Most High, men of truth. They keep the laws of the Most High, that's the truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands, and rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. And let them judge the people at all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge themselves. They're going to judge by themselves. The great matters bring them to Moses, and the little small matters they could judge them for themselves. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. If thou shalt do this thing, the Most High command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure, and all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. So he made captains of thousands and fifties, hundreds, rulers and fifties. That's why when you see here in Numbers 25th chapter, in verse 5, it says, and Moses said unto the judges of Israel, the ones he had set up, as his father-in-law Jephthah had told him, slay ye every one his men that were joined unto Baal Peor. Say, kill them all. All the ones that was joined into this idol, God, or power, kill them. Verse 6, and behold, one of the children of Israel came and brought unto his brethren a Midianitess woman in the sight of Moses, and in the sight of all the congregation of the children of Israel, who were weeping before the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. So they're going to bring this Midianitess woman in the sight of Moses and all the children of Israel that was crying at the tabernacle door. And when Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron the priest, saw it, he rose up from among the congregation and took a javelin in his hand. And he went after the man of Israel into the tent and thrust both of them through, killed both of them. Ooh. The man of Israel and the woman through her belly. So the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. See? Now we can go to Psalms 106 and 30. Well, let's read verse 29. Thus they provoked him to anger with their inventions, and the plague brake in upon them. I told you Mashach shot killed 23,000. We read that in 1 Corinthians 10th chapter, verse 30. Then stood up Phinehas and executed judgment, and so the plague was stayed and stopped. And that was counted unto him for righteousness, unto all generations forevermore. That's why we're reading about it right now. Okay? Somebody say something on the conference call? Okay. So let's continue. Numbers 25. In verse 9. And those that died in the plague were 20 and 4,000. Say 24,000 here. It says, see in Romans, 1 Corinthians 10 and 8. It says 23,000. First Corinthians 10 and 8. Neither let us commit fornication as some of them committed and fell in one day 320,000. So it's saying 23,000 here. So it's still a lot. 23,000, 24,000. We know there's a lot of Israelites that died. You're going to add the extra 1,000. There could be a misprint there. However, we know the Most High was putting people to death. Israelites. Numbers 25:11. Phinehas, son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, had turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Israel in my jealousy. See? Remember, the Most High's name is jealous. He's a jealous power. That's why I say he didn't consume us in his jealousy from what Phinehas did. When the Israelite man brought the Midianitess woman among the congregation that's crying, sighing for what Moses and told them, how they, had done wrong and had the judges to slay the ones that was following Baal Peor. They didn't sing this, so they crying and weeping, not knowing whether or not who's going to be the next one that's going to die. But they didn't kill 24,000. So he was zealous. He went in there and killed that man, that Israelite man, and the woman he brought, the Midianitess woman. And the plague was stayed from the children of Israel. Verse 9, and those that died in the plague were 24,000, and the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, that's Aaron's grandson, had turned my wrath away from the children of Israel. Is this the power you serve? He said, hey, behind this man going and killing the Israelite man who had brought the Midianitess woman before us, that pleased the Most High. That's what it says. Phinehas, the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, had turned my wrath away from the children of Israel, while he was zealous for my sake among them, that I consumed not the children of Israel in my jealousy. Wherefore say, behold, I give unto him my covenant of peace. You see, I give unto him the covenant of peace, and he shall have it, and his seed after him, his children after him, will have this peace of the Most High, even the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, because he was zealous for his power, and made an atonement for the children of Israel. An atonement that we could be forgiven for the wickedness we were doing, following Baal Peor, the Moabites. Now the name of the Israelites, now the name of the Israelite that was slain, that he killed, even that was slain with the Midianitess woman, was Zimri, the son of Salu, a prince of a chief house among the Simeonites. So he was a Simeonite. Simeon. And the name of the Midianitess woman that was slain was Cosby, the daughter of Zerah. He was head over a people and of a chief house of Midian. So she got a little rank. Her daddy was the head over a people and of a chief house of Midian. Most High spake unto Moses, saying, vex the Midianites and smite them. Say, vex the Midianites and kill them. For they vex you with their wiles, wherewith they have beguiled you in the matter of Peor, in the matter of Cosby, daughter of a prince of Midian, their sister, which was slain in the day of the plague of Peor's sake, for Peor's sake. So he said, vex them, kill them. Verse 20, chapter 26. And it came to pass after the plague that the Most High spake unto Moses and to Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, saying, take the sum of all the congregation of the children of Israel from 20 years old and upward, throughout their father's house. You see, not their mother's house, but throughout their father's house. Because a man determines the lineage, and he has the power in the eyes of the Most High. Father's house. All that are able to go to war in Israel, 20 years old and up. And Moses and Eleazar the priest spake with them in the plains of Moab by Jordan near Jericho, saying, take the sum of the people from 20 years old and upward, as the Most High commanded Moses and the children of Israel, which went forth out of the land of Egypt. It's a census. Reuben, the eldest son of Israel, the children of Reuben, and Nah, of whom cometh the family of the Anashites, of Palu, the family of the Paluites, of Hezron, the family of the Hezronites, of Zarmi, the family of the Carmites. These are the families of the Reubenites, and they that were numbered of them were 43,730. So you see, he names, he goes to name all the different sons of the 12 tribes of Israel that was 20 years old and up. This is a census that he's taken to go to war, men of war, prepared to go to war. Just a moment.